You're watching Chris and the Donnas. It was the dawn of a new day, with clouds of various dark shades stretching across the sky. Meanwhile, the glimmering morning star of Venus twinkled high above a clearing in the clouds. Even the moon got in the act by reflecting the light of the impending sunrise. Traces of golden light outlined the edges of the clouds that tried to dominate the horizon. Eventually, the clouds began to reflect, rather than obscure, the sunlight that disturbed their position in the morning sky. Hello, and welcome to our video about some of the sunrises we viewed from the Grand Princess during our Hawaiian cruise. We did not capture a sunrise on the first day of embarkation. During the next 4 sea days, we did not capture a sunrise due to our balcony's position. On days 6 through 9, as we visited 4 of the Hawaiian islands, we did capture some morning sunlight shots in those respective port of call videos, but not any true sunrise shots. It was not until day 10, when we were sailing back toward the mainland, that we had the opportunity to try and capture sunrises from our balcony, just like this one. The sun's brilliant light grew with increasing intensity as it steadily overcame the feeble efforts of the cloud wall to block its display. There was no doubt that the sun was the star of this show. On some of our cruises, including this one, I have been able to catch a few sunsets where the sun's sphere was clearly visible as it would sink below the horizon. When it comes to sunrises, I have not been as fortunate. If the clouds or haze did not obscure the sun, the extreme brightness of its rays would make it difficult to distinguish its shape as it rose above the horizon. This sunrise was no exception, as it was too bright to see the edge of the sphere, though the clouds appeared to frame the circular shape. As the sunrise progressed, the sun started looking like an eyeball, with clouds acting like eyelids above and below it. The giant eye in the sky continued its gaze toward us for several moments before morphing into a brilliant white light, flanked by hues of yellow, gold, and orange on either side, under a blanket canopy of dark clouds. Even the Pacific Ocean appeared dark against the intense light emitting from the sun. Although I hoped to see a sunrise with a well-defined sphere shape like I've seen with a few sunsets, I was thankful for the performance that this sunrise chose to give us on this morning. Many times it is easier to catch a sunset than a sunrise, simply because we have already been awake for most of the day. Only those who manage to wake up early enough can enjoy the simple yet breathtaking view of a glorious sunrise. Whenever we take a cruise, I try to view as many sunrises and sunsets as I can at sea, because there is just something magical about seeing the sun rise above or sink into the horizon. We were not able to have these experiences at home due to the abundance of trees that obstruct any view of a true horizon. Zooming out some from the sunrise, we saw a trim of sunlight along the top edge of the clouds above the sunrise. When we zoomed out again, we caught the handrail from our balcony in the bottom left corner of our shot to give a glimpse of the depth perspective. Zooming out again, we captured a portion of the partition between our balcony and the balcony in front of us. Finally, we zoomed out to the widest shot to see our balcony table and the perspective of the sunrise against the much larger sky. The dawn of day 11 was much like the dawn of day 10, dominated by dark clouds. Once again, the morning star of Venus appeared to greet us this morning. The moon showed up again to reflect the light of the approaching sunrise. Now, it may be my imagination, but I have a funny feeling that if you have made it this far in the video, that you will see the same thing I saw when I filmed this shot. I felt like I was transported back in time to a very popular movie of the early 1980s. There was a compulsion to phone home, but I refrained because it would be too expensive. My fingertip did not glow when I pointed toward the sky. It was as if E.T. had manifested himself in this morning's sunrise. The sunbeams emitting from E.T.'s eyes began fading away as the sun started peeking through E.T.'s mouth. As the sun continued to grow brighter, the definition of the mouth and the overall image of E.T. became less obvious. It was so nice to have this type of sunrise as a contrast to the one from the previous day. You never know what kind of sunrise display you are going to see when you get up early and prepare yourself for the surprises that await you. Just like the previous morning, the sun showed off its fiery heat through the orange colors around the intense white light. Day 12 started like days 10 and 11, with clouds dominating the sky and only a slither of sunlight peeking through them. Unfortunately, the sun was not able to give as grand a performance as the previous 2 days. It is almost as if the clouds had regrouped and showed up with more determination to block out the sun on this morning. We were even denied a viewing of the morning star of Venus or the moon. The sun fought to break through the clouds with its brilliant light. Eventually, the sun did get to push part of its circular shape through the clouds, but not enough to overcome them. At the end of our cruise, we were treated to one final sunrise to the east of Los Angeles before we disembarked. Sit back and enjoy the final sunrise from this trip. Don't forget to like this video by giving it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below to let us know what you think. If you're not a subscriber, click the red subscribe button below. And keep up with our latest videos by clicking the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out these other videos, and we'll see you next time.